Welcome back to another episode of Hurry Up and Wait.
There we go. Yes! Nice par.
Let's go.
There we go, by golly.
In today's episode, we are going to attempt to break par at Stonehenge Golf Course in Augusta, Michigan.
Oh man, breaks your heart. That was probably one of the hardest par threes I've ever
Definitely
seen.
the hardest one I've ever been on.
I will be interviewing Captain John Roberts with my guest co-host Autumn Gorney.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Und mein Deutsche ist all beastly.
What was that hardest thing for you to do as an officer?
And again, we were dependent on the ladies to save us. Oh hell.
It's not the first time that sand's made our
Yeah.
life pretty hard.
Exhibition goes on, of course somebody took a pot shot. Then all I hear is gunfire, that gun truck. I mean, all six of them emptied them frickin' clips in every single direction.
Let's get started.
Are you motivated?
All right, that's rolling.
That's a dew skipper, but
Yeah.
oh, we got a keeper there, by
Oh.
golly.
Stay.
I think that's going to be our.
Well,
that may be our player.
Yeah,
right
we'll
there.
we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if
Yep.
we can find it.
Okay.
There you go.
I think you might outdrove me.
Okay, so I'm here with Captain John Roberts, and the first part of my interview is usually just let's get a background and how did you grow up, and what made you join the Army, or and even pick the Army? Why did you pick the Army?
Well, I joined the Army. Let me grab that
Yeah.
one, and then hers is right there.
Okay, perfect.
And actually joined the Army at 17 in 1981
Yeah, you're good to pick
for
that
what
up.
used to be a split option program, and
Okay.
did 4 years active duty. I joined the Army simply to frickin' get out of Reed City, Michigan. Nowhere else to go. As a long-haired, nice right there, buddy.
Nice.
Long-haired, dope-smoking kid, and I grew up in the Army. And
Okay.
believe it or not, the first time I was a diesel mechanic, and that's what I did. Spent 18 months in Germany at the middle of the Cold War, but by 1985, I was ready to get out. And I got out, went to college, and never thought about the Army again.
Nice.
Until after 9/11.
So yeah, so that was like you did a 2-year contract.
I did a 4-year.
4-year
first time.
contract, first time.
And then,
Okay.
yeah, I had like, I think, a 17-year break in service. That's got
Okay.
to be a record.
Yeah.
But by then, when I went back in, I had I'd already paid for my own college, so I figured, well, I might as well take a commission if I'm going back in. And I went in back after 9/11 for the sole purpose of catching me some payback.
Nice.
Ain't no freaking.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
It's
did I
out.
get lucky?
It's out. It's rolling. There we go.
Well, we got one.
Okay.
We got one poke down there anyway.
There we go. We got it. That's a good position too.
Nice.
I like
shot.
it.
Yep.
I like it.
That probably might even be better than mine.
Oh, golf. Yeah.
I'll bet it is.
Good approach. Oh, top it. Okay. Well, we got some options, so we're good. Cool. Let's talk about the first stint of your military career when you went active duty. Just
Yep.
split up, went in, and then went to Germany. Did you stop at any bases first?
I went on the split option program, and my first active duty assignment was actually Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Okay.
I did basic training between my junior and senior year of high school.
Okay. Where did you go for that?
Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Nice. Okay.
And I still remember I was in company C24, and they had painted on the wall, the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. I never forgot that.
So then you're out of basic AIT.
Yep, graduate high school. In fact, I got
Oh, that's right, split up.
I
Yep.
got harassed in basic training because my mother thought I was joining the Army so I could quit high school. And since neither one of my parents graduated from high school, they insisted we were graduating. So she made the Army recruiter write a paragraph in my contract that if I did not come back and graduate from Pine River High School, they would have to throw me out of the Army.
Nice.
And the drill sergeant smoked my bag as a mama's boy incessantly because of that.
Yeah. Did you have Vietnam veteran drill sergeants?
Oh yeah. All
Okay.
my better, and that was the day. Oh, I got my nose broken basic training. I had a DI blast me in the face.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. In fact, I remember his name, Staff Sergeant Albert Seabrooks, very large, dark fellow.
Okay.
And had that Southern Alabama draw, and oh yeah, that was a day when basic training wasn't fun. It in fact was stressful.
Yeah.
But you know what? No greater pride on earth when you're walking across that parade field.
Yeah.
In fact, that's another one like an idiot. I was smoking at the time, and my dad had always said, "Yo, you ain't smoking. You're too young to don't smoke. Don't smoke." He picked me up at the airport. I climbed in the car. I threw a carton of Marlboros on the dashboard. I said, "I don't expect to hear shit about it either." And he looked at me, and he just smiled, and he never said a word because I just got out of basic training. So it was one of them things where you done your dad proud.
Yeah. That's
Roll,
gonna
baby,
ride.
go,
That's
roll.
gonna ride. Okay, not bad. Not bad.
Not pretty, but
Sure.
we're closer to the pin anyway.
That's right.
Nothing wrong with
Okay,
that. Probably
okay.
better than mine again.
Good run. Nice. Good shot. Let's see what I can do. Oh God! Duffed it. Okay, cool. So you made it. You made it out of basic training,
Yep.
and then you went back to high school.
Yep.
How was that? Like,
It was kind of funny. For starters, I had a tattoo.
okay,
And when you're a high school senior back then and had a tattoo, you kind of stood out.
right.
And I was absolutely incorrigible because I did not want to be there. I've made my teachers' lives hell. I was an absolute bastard. Everybody who'd ever picked on me because I gained 31 pounds of basic training.
Oh,
I went in at 132 at 16. I came home at 168 at 17. And I was a whole bunch of payback. And I got thrown out for fighting so many times. And they weren't going to hold me back because the only thing I wanted more out of there was the teachers wanting me out
yes.
there. So yeah, it was like a week after my high school graduation. I was on my way to Fort Knox because I had to go to AIT.
Okay.
And that's where I went to armor school, mechanic school.
Nice.
All did the same damn thing.
That's
Hey,
fine.
you
That's
might
gonna be okay.
Great. Hold on.
It's not.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
First hole, Cooley. The crowd is silent.
Here we
Little
go.
chip shot. All the money rides on this. And he scores
Let's
like
go,
a champ.
go, go,
Wonderful.
go.
Oh, nice.
All right, let's go.
There you go, buddy.
We got a good
Nice.
look, don't we? Oh, unlucky. That's all right. What do you guys think? I'm thinking too. Nice little tap.
Get in there. Get in there.
Go, go. Oh!
Oh, well, we got a bogey anyway.
What? Yeah, we got a bogey. It's okay. So you get to Fort Sill. How long were you there for checking in for active duty before you went to Germany?
Basically, at the time, all tours you could count on doing half stateside and half overseas if you were a soldier.
Okay.
And overseas was either you're going to USAR, which was Europe, or Korea. And I just did not want to go to Korea because I was married at the time, and Korea is a completely unaccompanied tour. You cannot take any family members no matter what. Germany, you could take your family members if you wanted to, if you went for the full 24 months. So I signed up not to take my family for 18 months, but you could still take them as long as you paid for it. So I went to Germany, then had my wife flown over.
Okay.
And yeah, she was there 7 months and hated it because we lived on the economy. Like I said, since I took her, I had to get my own place and everything. But
Sure.
I thought it was wonderful. I lived on the economy, learned to speak German, and
Oh, nice.
really,
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Und mein Deutsch ist ein bisschen. But yeah, it's pretty great. And then when I got home, I got out.
Okay. So when did you get married then?
The first time, 1982.
1982.
Fresh out of high school before I headed out like a
Okay.
ding dong.
That was
there you go.
There you go. Hey, there we go. Cool. you were out you were out of the military before I was born. Not to
Oh, well, you know.
It's okay. Shit. Come on, bounce back.
Damn left hook.
Yeah. Oh, off the toe.
Oh, man. We're one extreme to the next.
Yep. Perfect. That's great because we don't have anything out there. So that's
Exactly. We got one downhill.
I am happy, very, very happy with that. Nice.
Nothing wrong with that.
I like that. Good job.
Yep. Get around there.
Okay.
Keep
That'll ride.
going.
Here we go.
Hey, I think we got a winner there. There
Okay.
we go.
Let's go for it. Cool. So, what was it like being in Germany? Oh, here's one right here. During like the Cold War, kind of you were.
It was different, all right. And then we got yours has got to be up
And then
there.
there's yours is right up there too. Yeah.
All right,
Cool. We got them all.
snatch them up. But yeah, it was definitely interesting. There was a group called the Red Army Faction, which were
Okay.
a group of terrorists at the time. And they were killing GIs for their ID cards because in the days before, 9/11, all you had to do was hold your ID card up the window and you could get on post. So that was a big thing for us at all. And another thing you had to watch was you might be sitting in a bar, which you did frequently with all your buddies.
Sure.
And somebody come up and start talking to you and then just like shake your hand. Then what might happen is you find U.S. soldier agrees with our plot, our cause, communist.
Oh, picture.
Yes, and then you just got set up and you get Article 15
Oh,
for it.
no kidding.
So you always had to keep your head screwed on straight for stuff like that. And that's kind of what the Cold War was like, very secrety, suspicious.
It's good. Good whack. Come back. There you go. Cool.
There's
It
nothing wrong with
advances
that.
us forward.
Reader headspace, number one cause of computer problems. Nice. Oh, there we go. I think we got a winner there, by golly. Yeah, it's out there.
It's all right. It's okay. Nice job. All right, let's see what we got. I don't know. Oh, that one
Fun
kind of
down.
was on the top. Might roll quite a bit. Oh,
Yeah, depending on where we rolled over there.
yeah, I like your shot. I like it. We'll take it.
And for the record, I'm playing with a set of clubs I've never played
That's
with
right.
before, so I at least should. I am not a good golfer, but I'm usually not totally bad. Oh, heck, I did end up on the green then. Sweet.
And every sales executive will tell you, you don't need more practice on your swing. You just need a new golf set.
Yeah. Probably have to pop this one a little bit harder here.
It's a good lag putt. I like it.
Get around.
Get
come
us
around.
close. Awesome. There we go.
Ooh, yeah, well, heck yeah.
Okay, okay.
Get in there. Nice.
Okay. There we go. Nice job, guys.
It's a bogey.
So then, 85, you get out,
Yep.
and you're not thinking about the Army anymore.
Nope. I tried every blue collar job. Man, I got in trouble with the law a little bit. I got a divorce, had problems with authority. I was almost incorrigible.
Okay.
Then finally, after hitting a kind of a rock bottom spot in life, face down in a jail cell, which is where I'd end up spending the next 30 days. In fact, it was kind of a religious moment, because when I came to that morning after that episode, the first thing I saw was a guy standing over me with the Bible going, like, talk a little bit about Jesus. And honestly, it was like a lightning bolt hit me in the head.
Wow.
It really was. The first thing it's like, somebody trying to tell you something. I did my 30 days. The judge was merciful enough that, let me only do 30, but made it clear, if I see you in my courtroom again, you will be going to Jackson. Can I be any more clear? No, Your Honor. But from that moment, I enrolled in college. I went to Ferris, got a degree in nuclear medicine for my associates, and contrary to what I might have acted like, I really ain't stupid. And went to work down at Beaumont in Royal Oak, where I'd worked when I wasn't playing Army the next 15, 18 years. During that, I went to night school and got a bachelor's degree in human resources management. And just worked at Beaumont. And then 9/11, I still remember distinctly. We saw it. We were all watching it on the break room on the TV. And at first, it's like, how'd those guys get a flight plan that close to the buildings or whatever?
Right.
Then it started coming. Well, it wasn't an accident. It was on purpose. And I told all my coworkers, I said, you will remember this as being the Pearl Harbor of our day. Mark my words.
Right.
And it really did. And of course, all of our lives changed significantly on that day. And it wasn't October, the day after. I enlisted, and by then I'm 39. I had just turned 39 and figured, well, since I got a degree, I might as well get a commission, because if I'm going to go overseas, I might at least try to be in a position where I can maybe help some of my fellow much younger soldiers come back alive. It sounds heroic, but honestly, it was the truth.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it through the National Guard way, because that's an 18-month program if you go weekends. So Michigan got me into the Alabama Military Academy, which is located on what was once Fort McClellan. And it was 12 weeks of absolute hell. That program is tough. It was 5 times harder than basic training. If your heart isn't true and you truly do not want to be an officer, you will not succeed.
Is that pretty similar for all officer candidate school?
Yeah, one or the other. Like I said, a lot of the Guard, because when I enlisted after 9/11, I did go in the Guard. I didn't quit my job. I had young kids. So I went into the Michigan National Guard so I could at least work. And then if they deployed me, they could deploy me, but I knew I would come back to a job.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, you get a commission through the Guard, but that's every weekend, and like a couple solid 3 and 4 day weekends for almost 18 months. And believe it or not, their washout rate is high, because that's 18 months of opportunities for people to screw up.
Yeah.
So if you could suck it up through the accelerated program, rough though it is, it's just a faster, better way to get through. And I was glad that I did. But I always teased about being the Army's oldest living second lieutenant.
That's right.
But I was commissioned at 39 and like 8 months. And no one gets commissioned after age 40. So really, realistically, I could have truly been the Army's oldest living second lieutenant. And but no regrets.
Right.
Keep it light,
How many copies of those books have you sold, sir?
There you go. Oh, this is a great time to talk about that.
Couple of hundred. But the thing is, too, on that, the second one, I might have wrote it, maybe make a few books. It was fun. But Gospel Truth Honesty, the first one, I wrote for my kids. Stories that you read in that first one, in much of it, was stories my grandfather, who lived to be 100, told me. I could tell you stories about my great-great-great-grandfather, who was part of the Grand Army of the Republic in the Civil War.
Wow.
And that was from his oral history. And I thought, God, if he'd have written something like where I could know more about him. And that really is what I wrote that for. And you know, you guys know me well enough, all the nutty shit I've talked about, the way it is. It's like, I've had a dozen people tell me over the years, you should write a book. So what? You know what? I did. And it was easy because, again, it really is just kind of my life story. And, but yeah. So really the money in selling it, like I said, last month, I was all surprised. Ooh, I got an $8.95 royalty check. I'm like, sweet, $8. My wife's cracking up. Oh yeah, big spender. Hey, $8 I didn't have. So,
Awesome.
but you know, if it ever works out,
There already
there we
are.
go. If it ever works out, I get wealthy, cool. If not, it was more for posterity anyway.
Great shot. I like that.
This nice, get up there.
Might be sand. Nope. I will be fine.
Oh yeah, we got one on either side. And Autumn steps up to the tee. The crowd is silent. It's a moment. 145. She's anxiously and carefully weighing the terrain, feeling from the wind. Yep, she's ready. Nothing wrong.
Great shot.
Yeah,
Great
good
connection.
shot. You got a piece of it.
You're right there with me. Speaking of book, let's, if you don't mind sharing which books.
Well, the first one is kind of like an autobiography. It's my sort of life story that everybody always teased me about. You know, I should write a book, so I did. And it touches on things like the Cold War and an oral history my father told me with some stuff about World War, from their service in World War II to the Civil War. My great-great-great-grandfather was in the Grand Army of the Republic, and just my travels and a lot with these guys, you know, because that first tour we all did together was not really pleasant sometimes, but you know what? I had the best group of people anybody could have. I couldn't have been blessed with more. Hey, that might be really good.
Whoa! Yes,
Oh,
yes,
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 sir.
yes. Oh man! Nice.
Another nice one. Stop.
It's all right. Oh nope.
Hold on. Oop.
Okay.
And this one, I just sort of wrote because I had fun with the first one. Kind of extended into my future family a little bit, and towards the end it goes into sci-fi. So on it, it was fun because I took like this family into now space and a new planet and invented some cool new energy sources. I used to read a ton of sci-fi as a kid, and then writing this, oh my God, that's fun. And it's nice because you don't have to do any research. You don't have to be factual. You don't have to look anything up. It's sci-fi. Frickin' if you could think about it, write it. And like I said, so if I do ever write a third one, I'm going to be in space and invasions and new planets and, oh yeah. So we'll see, but that's where they're at. And
awesome.
The
That's
ISBNs are available on request, so you too could get your own copy. And if anybody gets a copy, I will be happy to, you send it to me, I'll sign it, and I'll pay the postage and send it back to you. So I don't think it gets no better than that.
Awesome, man.
Come around, get out.
Oh, that was a good line though.
Get in there.
Oh. Yeah. That's not a bad one.
That's a
there it
bogey.
is.
Good shot. God, grass killing. Nice ball. That's a keeper.
Okay.
Lovely.
And you just got your commission, and you get your assignment.
Yep.
You're going to Iraq.
Yep.
What was it just you and your wife at the time, or did you have family?
Well, I mean,
Other family?
that was I had a wife at the time, and my daughter was about 10, Stephanie.
Okay.
And then yeah, it was really causing a lot of marital discord because my wife was pretty angry that I re-enlisted, figuring that I did my active duty back in the day. She just felt, oh, you did your part, you don't have to do this. But what she didn't understand is I kind of went insane after 9/11 when I saw that on TV. And I still remember seeing the people jumping off to their deaths at the thing. And then to hear on the news how many children were in daycare that parents never came to pick them up. And it just made me nuts.
Yeah. Right.
And the only thing I could do was try to go overseas and get some payback. It's one of them things, I'm old-fashioned that way, but if I'm able to look, I can't look myself in the mirror if I don't at least try to do the right thing.
Sorry. Oh, straight to the
Come
right.
around.
Let's get a membership bounce, though.
And to me, that was really the only thing I could do. And like I said, it caused a lot of trouble with my wife at the time. And little did I know how much, because it would ultimately end up in that divorce in the middle of our deployment. And then, but the good news is I got all you guys. I got a great platoon. I had been with the 62nd Trans out of Howell, running 915s, but our time always went back and forth with them. So they needed, Army still then and now doesn't have hardly anywhere near enough company grade officers, which are lieutenants and captains. So there was no way they were going to have me, nor really did I want to wait for another rotation to go with the 62nd. So that was when they assigned me as, you know, basically at that point they were running show to everybody. That's why they put us all together, and they stuck us with a company from Kansas.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was all patchwork, and I was just part of it as commander from one place, the platoon from one place. But we had 2 platoons from Jackson, didn't we?
One Jackson.
And then Grand Rapids.
Oh,
yeah.
But basically 2 Michigan platoons
Yeah.
and then the 1 Kansas platoon. So went over as that.
And then Jackson is 61st.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it's better than a poke with a stick anyway. Another nice one.
Great shot.
Lovely. Hold on.
Got to aim more left.
Hey,
I'm leaving some Easter eggs out there today.
Oh yeah.
So you get into Kansas. You're the new guy.
Yeah.
New leader.
I never really. It didn't faze me that much because again, for the most part, that since I was so much older than you guys, it didn't really feel that awkward because.
Yeah.
You know, plus the fact that I'd been on active duty way back when,
Right.
so the Army wasn't really anything new to me.
Yeah, and you're prior enlisted.
Yeah.
So it's like, I
Yeah.
think you had, at least in my view, any officer that's prior enlisted automatically had my respect
Yeah, you
to
get,
me.
you know, again, and you know, I'm at least as older than the E7 platoon sergeants, so you know, we had a good rapport, and it actually worked out pretty good. Like I said, got blessed with good soldiers, and you know, we were all motivated to get it done. And by the time they make you crazy at the freaking MOB station, you're praying to get sent overseas because MOB sucks.
Yeah.
Remember all watching? No, that was the other company. Did the series of Band of Brothers in the evenings. I just played it on the back of a wall just to kind of get that company motivated.
Yeah. Can I tell you though, Band of Brothers, like I can watch that on repeat because it just like connected, even though it's a different war, it just connected with me so well in just so many different ways.
Yeah, anything like that. I mean, you know, civilians will never understand. They just don't. You know, it's a whole different kind of. Yeah, it's better.
Nice. Nice and
As long
straight.
as I don't go in the sand. Oh, there, yeah, hold on.
Oh, hold up. Oof. Well, we get a club length of relief, right?
Oh, yeah, I think
you want... Oh, no. It's a little wet over here. Yeah.
In fact, it was kind of funny. I was trying to explain it to one of my civilian friends, you know, the rank structure. So you've only been 4 years, but you outrank a sergeant major who's been in 30 years? Yes. He says, well, could you make him do push-ups? I said, once. And he didn't quite get it. And I'm like, well, yeah, maybe you could. Oh, you might once, but I promise the colonel would rip so much of your guts out through your fourth point of contact. You would regret that.
Yeah.
So a smart lieutenant knows what you ask of a sergeant major is their opinion and their advice and...
Right. Right.
Do we wave them through?
Yeah, we're gonna wave them through.
That's what, and that was another thing that maybe a new lieutenant out of West Point or something would not have that concept. Well, I automatically outrank you and you're going to do what I say. Well, oh, you bet.
Yeah, have a good day.
Well, yeah, you know, they are correct, but... Thank you. Oh,
Yeah.
you bet.
Have a good day, guys.
Until they get, you know, a little more of that experience and then find out it bites them in the ass two or three times and maybe I should have... You certainly want to have that sergeant major or first sergeant on your side because if you don't, you will just have a miserable, unproductive experience.
There you go. That's the shot you wanted.
Yep.
So usually thin it to win it's my...
No, hold on.
Where'd it go?
I got every bit of that bad boy.
It hit behind my swing. So that's a good one. Okay, go for it. Unlucky, unlucky.
That'll do it.
Come on, Ride.
A lot closer than mine was.
Oh, Ride. It'll be close. Oh, unlucky.
Oh, God.
It's a good line. That's a good line. Oh, that's too hard. Shoot. Oh, I felt that. Oh, man.
Get in there, get it.
Oh, come on.
Well, we bogeyed anyway.
All right, we'll do a... So for your first platoon, or you guys were first platoon in the 137th out of Kansas. That's what you guys made up, like the Jackson unit made up the first platoon. What did you guys, what was your primary mission? I mean, I think you guys got multitasked, but what did it look like throughout the year on what you guys were doing?
That one we had, we did something unique because the first half of that, remember we were training the Iraqis? We weren't running missions on a highway. We got assigned to what was called the MITT, M-I-T-T, Military in Transit Training. So basically our platoon was tasked with training the 1st Iraqi Transportation Regiment. And it was from scratch. I mean, we developed their protocols. We developed their, you know, showed them the convoy skills and how to run gun trucks and convoys. Literally training them from scratch. And that had some really interesting moments, more than a few times about that. Just think of dealing with, you know, 150 kindergartners who don't speak English with guns.
Yeah.
And that kind of gives you an idea of, you know.
I heard they were very quick on the trigger.
They could be when they wanted to be, or if they weren't hitting the deck.
Okay.
You know, I remember one of the first missions we actually took them on. We had them in the gun truck, you know, 3 or 4 little Junies on either side with their little guns. Well, surgeon took a pot shot at the convoy, and all 6 of them just hit the frickin' deck. So we get back, did you guys hear that shot? Oh, yeah. I didn't hear anybody shooting back. They all thought about it for a minute. Okay, guys, there's one of them, there's 6 of you. Someone shoots at you, you shoot back at them. Okay, we got it. Next mission goes out, and of course somebody took a pot shot. Then all I hear is gunfire of that gun truck. I mean, all 6 of them emptied them frickin' clips in every single direction. And they came back and they're all proud like little kids. Did we do good? Did we do a shot? All right, yes, you did great. You fired back. Now we got to discuss a little thing called fire control.
Yeah.
Because you have to remember, although you want to shoot back, all them bullets are going to go somewhere. So, yeah, then, like I said, it was kind of comical in a few sort of ways.
Yeah. There we go. It's gonna roll too. Off the toe a bit. Oh no.
Where'd it go?
Almost hit that bird. Oh, membership bounce though.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go. Did you find any kind of semblance of healing training with the Iraqi National Guard? Even though we weren't fighting the Iraqis, right?
Right.
It was,
Oh yeah, there
Al-Qaeda,
were.
but-
I mean, you had to watch too because they, again, they're fire control, and there had been episodes of foreign national
right.
soldiers that have ended up and go berserk or for whatever
That's right.
reason and shoot 2 or 3 U.S. troops. And I was making sure that wasn't happening to mine. So if they
Yeah.
even looked cross-eyed at my soldiers, we were going to shoot them.
right. Nice hit.
Nice ball.
Okay,
Nothing wrong
that's
with
gonna
that.
get a good run.
That might be the one we
I'll get a good
played, by
run.
golly.
Yeah, there was also, we had to be on the lookout even at the checkpoints for, while the insurgents were dressing up like the Iraqi National Guard or
yeah.
Iraqi police. And so, like, you couldn't necessarily trust what you're seeing.
We were there too. Remember when a whole bunch of them had managed to sneak in parts of a 120 millimeter mortar into the frickin' chow hall in was it
that
up
Missoula?
north?
Yeah.
And right there.
Oh, yep. I'll grab it
Where
real
it
quick.
killed a bunch of our soldiers.
Yeah, that's true. One thing that I've been curious on, and I've heard this a lot in combat stories, just like counts of like miracles, basically, of like, oh, we should have been dead there, or this person should have died, but like just
We got both of them out there. So.
just like because of some kind of miracle.
Oh yeah, I mean, more than a couple times. I mean, heck, we were training the Iraqis that time, and 3 rockets came over from out there and frickin' hit in the parking lot and blew a couple of their deuce and halves up and shook the building we were in, scared the shit out of everybody. But if one of them had been 30 yards thing and hit the auditorium we were training in, it'd have been boom, boom, out go the lights.
Yeah, man. It's a good roll.
Yeah, let it keep rolling.
It's hard. Also not bad. Okay. It might be too far. No. Okay. Let's go. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Man.
Oh, and it's rolling like hell.
Okay.
You got this. You brought us this far.
Get in there, get in there.
Oh,
Oh,
sit though. Sit. Stop rolling.
oh.
Okay. Well, we secured the bogey.
Get in there. Yes! Nice par.
Let's go.
There we go, by golly.
After the first one, what was the transition home like for you? That was tough.
Well, yeah, because I had gone through a divorce because things had happened during our deployment together. So by then I came back and had been divorced and was just trying to get readjusted, and there was no doubt that I was going to end up and get deployed again. And just like they were still continuing to patchwork, the company, the engineers, they were sending engineers over to do route clearance, and our main engineer battalion's in the Upper Peninsula. So basically I got transplanted for the forward support company, the 107th Engineers as their company commander. So I had another 120 or so fine soldiers from the Ishpeming, That was interesting, me being from roughly around Detroit and a bunch of Yoopers.
Yeah.
But again, you know, the fact that I'd been in the Army before and at my second deployment, but they had not been deployed before.
How many
so
days from the first deployment to the or how years?
It was
days?
less than a year. I know
Was it
that.
really?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it was
wow.
only 10 months because
Oh,
I was there at 04 to 06 with us, and it was 07 to 08 was my second deployment. So I
Wow.
wasn't home very long.
Okay.
But
That's intense.
get up
I like
there.
it. I like it. That's gonna run. Oh, the grass.
Freaking grass,
Man,
is
if that
killing me.
was fairway.
I know. Nice ball. Come on, hold on.
All right.
Yeah.
That didn't go as far as I thought it would. Whoa.
Oh shit.
All right. Do you want to go ahead and give it a
One thing I
shot?
will say, guys, if you don't hit it up onto the green, we're going to be, look at the freaking
That's-
hills. I didn't even notice
yeah.
them before.
It's okay.
Get
Go,
up there.
be the
Get
one.
Up there.
Get on there. Oh no.
You know what? Lot better shape.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
It's coming back.
I see that.
What is happening?
Well,
You
it's
had
still
to get
better
on the
than what
green there.
Mine is.
Okay. Okay. Ooh.
God, still chipping
Yeah.
short as.
Too soft. Dang, this one's a hard one.
Oh, yeah.
This one is a hard par
God,
three.
I think we're going to play mine.
Holy crap,
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that. Yeah.
Get in there.
Oh, come on, come on, come on. Nope, all right. Yeah.
Two.
You just said it to me out loud too.
I barely touched that.
Oh,
I was so afraid to
that's
touch
still a
that.
bogey, though.
That was probably one of the hardest par threes I've ever.
Oh, definitely
Seen.
the hardest one I've ever been on.
And it says it's the 5th hardest hole in this course.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
There you go. Nice.
Great shot. Nice.
Yeah,
Okay. Great shot.
good and down range.
Good hit.
Lovely. Oh,
Nice connection. Oh,
oh,
unlucky, but good connection though.
heck yeah.
All right. Oh, it's coming over to the left.
I geared a little further over there.
That'll be okay.
Well, it's one of ours over there, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think you're right. So then your second deployment, we haven't talked about this. So our first deployment, we were looking out for IEDs. You guys were looking for IEDs.
Yep. Supporting the engineer companies that were going out and trying to get ours out there.
I think she can grab it.
And basically just running route clearance all through Baghdad. We were
Baghdad. Okay.
We were at Taji the first time, which was just
Yep.
north of Baghdad, which is a great. There's the one.
And then I think mine's up just a tad
just-
further.
Yeah, I'm grab that. But then, yeah. But this time the battalion was stationed at Camp Victory, which was
Okay.
one of the suburbs of Baghdad, and just doing all the route clearances.
Connected
of all
to BIAP,
all
right?
the really shitty roads in Baghdad,
Yeah.
like Route Pluto and Route Miami. Oh, there you go. Route Miami and all the ones that we shoot. We're still way the heck out, aren't we?
Yeah. About 160 out.
It's all right.
That's not bad. So think Hurt Locker, right?
Oh yeah.
But like nobody was that crazy. That wasn't very realistic, or was that kind of when watching Hurt Locker, was that something that
Yeah, I mean,
You
because
related
again,
to?
we even had the few times we
Oh,
called
funny.
EOD, but usually we would do we did our own detonations, you know, we would just touch them off and back off. We never had to, the only time you call EOD is the ones you couldn't get to go off.
nice? I like
All right.
it.
Get on
So what's the
there.
difference between EOD and then combat engineers? If you want to throw
EOD
yours.
just basically sets bombs off straight up.
Okay.
Finds bomb or explodes bombs.
You can give yourself some more space.
Engineers find them and then determine, you know, what the best course of action to deal with them is.
Nice. Like,
Whoa.
I like that.
Yep. Oh, I think, hold on, yeah, that's lovely.
Yes.
Depending on where
Cool.
the dang
Yeah.
pin is at.
This one's pretty heavy. You kind of, we talked about it earlier, but like, what was that hardest thing for you to do as an officer?
Well, for me, as being a court martial officer, when a soldier's killed on line, they assign an officer to go and inventory their belongings and pack it up and basically send the things home to their families. And it's just very personal. That's
Yeah.
a good lay right there.
Yeah, I
It's
think
very
that's
personal and
a lot of emotions too
Yeah,
from the
it's
guys, and
Up on the hill?
I think that's me up on the hill. I think we'll just for distance wise, I think we'll go because it's
Oh yeah, whichever one you want to play.
yeah. This is just really protected by sand. I mean,
Good
going in
Lord.
blind.
Yep,
So-
I think you're right.
So you would go in.
You basically would have to pick all the belongings, go through their things, and try to. I think. Nope, you gotta go over here.
Okay.
But make an accountability of all their belongings, and I mean, you know, you find handmade birthday cards from their children. You know, I love you, Daddy. Can't wait till you get home. Putting that in a
Man.
box, knowing that card is as close to Daddy's ever getting to coming home,
Ah.
and finding pieces of destroyed things that they had to then get packed up and sent home is just rough.
What's it like to kind of like confront the guys that were with the fallen soldier? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, the hard.
not confront, but like there might be some confrontation because you're going through the stuff, right? And
Yeah, because a lot of times, you know, soldiers in combat will promise things to each other or write their so-called death letters that nobody likes.
Right.
But then, you know, regardless of what that soldier might have said or promised other soldiers, his items belong to his family, you know, and some of those
Yeah.
things might have deep sentimental value. You know, you
Yeah.
want to make sure that those things go home to him.
Nice hit. Let's
There
go.
we go.
I like it.
Nice. That's the
Yes,
keeper.
yes, yes.
Get over there.
Oh, that's topped.
No, I put it more than I'm going.
Go, go, go.
Oh, that was close. Come on, come on. Ooh. Okay. Nope.
Put it in the hole. Well, I still think that's a par. If this is a par four.
All right. What was your decompression from like both deployments? Because you went deployment, basically deployment, haven't really had a chance to process anything, and then now you're home.
There really is not, you know, a lot of decompression. What they never realize is Guard and Reserve soldiers actually struggle more than active duty because, all right, when you're on active duty and get deployed, it's still, you know, you do that for a job anyway.
Right.
But for Guard and Reserve soldiers, basically you're plucked out of your civilian world. You do everything in combat or a soldier does, and then all of a sudden, thank you, that's been great, and plop. You know, in a matter of 2 weeks, you're back home.
Right.
And it's an adjustment. At first, one thing I remember is I couldn't drive because I was transporter after the first one. So I'd be whizzing on the road. I'm running stoplights and dodging boxes on the highway, and my poor wife was like, have you lost your mind? What? You can't do that. So finally I gave up. In probably 2 months, I just let her drive because I wasn't safe on the roads.
Yeah.
That's one thing, you know, about talk about decompressing.
Right. Yeah, realizing like, oh, I have an issue here.
Shoot, I had the one going down the highway and a guy's riding right here.
Oh.
And that's a bad place in combat. It always gives you the creeps. And the guy kept and he wouldn't pass me. So finally I made a symbol like this at him, like the hand with a gun, but I didn't have it with my hand. And he locks up and goes back, and my wife is like, have you lost your mind? I'm like, what? I didn't have a gun. She's like, you can't fucking do that regardless, dude. Really? No idea to me.
Yeah.
But, oh yeah, she's like, yeah, that's threatening somebody, you know, definitely threatening somebody. You get in trouble for that. I'm like, okay. Well, I bet the asshole don't get next to my car no more.
True.
The hell to go?
For the left.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
Is it good?
It's pretty good.
Nice. That sounded great.
Nice in the fairway, it looks like. It's gonna hit the car path though. That might roll. All right, that's good. That's okay. Well, I mean, we got a lot closer on that, so.
We're closer anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, you hit her by golly anyhow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh man, made that look so
Hold on.
Oh.
Holy mackerels, you got every bit of it. I think we're on the back of the green though.
Okay, let's go.
Nice shot.
Have you seen, just as a commander, have you had soldiers, the suicide problem with the soldiers?
Oh yeah, I had,
You've had
two.
A few.
That basically, you know, overdoses.
Yeah.
They ended up that drank themselves and died of alcohol overdose, but it was just more death by misadventure because basically suicide. The one was definitely a suicide, and the other one was basically drank himself to the early grave.
Man.
And some of you just can't reach, you know, I mean. And everybody's experience is different, you know,
Yeah.
everybody.
Okay, that's gonna go well.
Come around, come around.
Whoa, come on. I love it.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a hard shot to beat. Oh, unlucky.
Ooh.
It's okay.
Drop in there.
All right.
All right.
I like yours. All right. I want to kind of bring this home a bit because we have one hole to do it. So, man, if there's a message to soldiers who might be feeling like they're struggling, that maybe they've lost purpose, maybe they're feeling hopeless, what is What's your advice? What's
I
something?
mean, the biggest thing is don't do it alone.
Yeah.
You know, and
Right.
it's a sad thing because you never have felt more alone.
Right.
But in all reality, you couldn't be less alone because there are a zillion people that are in the same shape. So, I mean, reach out. You know, you
Yeah.
might be surprised as much as you don't feel like I really want to talk to anybody or I don't have anything to say to anybody. Once you do it once, all of a sudden you kind of open up and might just find you start feeling better.
Yeah.
And then the best thing, by doing that, more likely than not only are you helping yourself, but you're probably going to end up and help that soldier or individual that you're talking to as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, just don't cower up, you know, and it takes work, you know, like anything else, because again, you don't want to feel like doing nothing. You don't want to go nowhere. You don't want to talk to anybody. It's an effort to then do it, but you have to overcome that. Look, I got to get out. I cannot just sit here and you got to
Yeah.
make the effort. But if you do, you, like I said, you might end up and feel better. There we go. Finally freaking hit one.
Nice shot. I love that.
Best drive I had all,
Perfect.
best drive I had all dang day.
Perfect. Oh, that's gonna be too far right, but
There, you got it out there.
okay. Let's do that last question again, because that was a meaningful question. Yeah.
Advice to soldiers.
Yeah.
Just reach out.
So
Overcome the urge to just stay recluse, and nobody understands. Well, people do understand, and
yeah.
force yourself to reach out and seek other people. And a lot of times you'll find out you might probably be helping that other person as much as you're getting help yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't live in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Nice. Great hit. Great
Yep.
hit. Did you ever find yourself in a situation where you felt like you were like isolating? And if so, like how were you able to pull out of that?
Well, I mean, for me, I had another real personal trauma. My son committed suicide 5 years ago. 5 years on Halloween.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So of course, naturally, while I'm trying to get myself better and everything else, this totally out of the blue happens, and it's just a heck of a situation. So naturally, you got to put your own journey of getting better on hold a little bit because there's just no way. But still, again, even with that not being military related, it was my military friends who helped carry me. The morning it happened, 7 a.m. that morning, I had 2 of my troops from my HAL unit at my door, basically, because my son had lived 3 hours away. And I had pets, but they knew, you need to go. We got this. Don't worry about a thing. We'll take care of everything here. It's just having them there,
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing, that we do now for all of us for the rest of our lives is have each other, and it just goes a long ways.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have got through that without them.
Yeah. Get out. Nice. That'll be okay.
Keep rolling, you beast.
That's right. That's not bad. Nice. Not bad.
Oh, nice shot. Hold on.
Stay out of the. Okay, guys, we're gonna have a sand shot
still-
to finich the game.
That's okay.
All right, we're in it.
Oh, yeah.
We are in it.
Piece of cake. And like you said, it was funny when I first started playing. I thought, just opportunity to get drunk.
Yeah.
And I did. And now that I actually want to play and like playing, I can't even fathom drinking because I can't play, and it would only go downhill.
Yes.
You're familiar with the sandbox, so
Yeah. Oh, hell.
not the first time that sand's made our
Yeah.
life pretty hard.
Well, one extreme to the next there.
Yeah. There we go.
There you go. You know what?
Okay.
That's great. That's a good shot.
Yep, good out. Oh, no, I can't.
Oh, hail. Hold on. There you go. Nice.
I like that. Nice job. It's a sneaky lean on this, so I'm just going to kind of tap it over here.
Come around. Come around. Get in there. Oh, dude.
Oh,
Nice.
there it is. And we're done. Let's go, team.
I think that's a par, too.
I think you're right. So, was that the last hole or that?
Let's see. Is that 9?
I think that was 9.
All right.
Okay, as we're wrapping up, is there anything else like in the future that you're working on to be looking out for? Something?
You know, not so much. You know, I want, just like I said, like this.
Yeah.
Staying in touch with everybody. You know, I had a unique perspective since I was older and all of you guys were so much younger. And, you know, the best part, one of the really fun, nice parts of my life is that we've been able to kind of stay in touch through all these years. So when you were all just barely older than teenagers, I was older, but now, you know, being in touch, I get to watch you all now that you're adults and, you know, have your families that you're raising, young families. And I like to hope, you know, I made at least a decent impression. And but most importantly, you know, between myself and all the rest of us, we all got home alive and relatively unscathed. So, you know, if I haven't done anything else decent in my life, I did that.
Yeah.
You know what? Brought all the kids home intact.
Yeah.
So any other thick condition was secondary. That's about it.
Yeah.
I'm just riding the wave till the good Lord takes me home.
Okay. Well, thank you, John.
Oh, you betcha.
I appreciate your time.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah.